Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well. Let's see today's question. So today's question we are taking this up from the topic of conics, and particularly this question we are taking this up from the concept of hyperbola. And if I talk about the question which is given to us from this topic here, the question tells us to find out the locus of centroid of the triangle, and that triangle, it's told to us it's formed by any point P on the hyperbola. So there's any point P on the hyperbola, and the question further tells us the equation of the hyperbola, which is given to us as 16x square minus 9y square plus 32x plus 36y minus 164 equals 0. So this is the entire equation of the hyperbola given to us, and the question is asking us to find out the locus of the centroid of a point P, which can be anywhere on the hyperbola, and the other 2 points of that triangle are given to us as the foci points. So let's say the two foci points are S and let's say S dash. So we have to find out the locus of the centroid, which is formed by the triangle, where P is any point on the hyperbola and S and S dash are the foci points of that hyperbola. And further, if I talk about the answer choices that are given to us, they have given us four equations of the locus that are present here. The first being 16x square minus 9y square plus 32x plus 36y minus 36 equals 0. The second point, it's given to us as 9x square minus 16y square plus 36x plus 32y minus 144 equals 0. The third answer choice, it's given to us as 16x square minus 9y square plus 32x plus 36y minus 144 equals 0. And the last one, it's told to me that it's 9x square minus 16y square plus 36x plus 32y minus 36 equals 0. So we have to figure out which one of the answer choices is the correct answer for the question that is given to us. So let's figure out how to solve this question further. Before starting off with the solution of this question, I would first like to tell you that please do subscribe to my channel, because it takes lots of efforts in making these videos for you on everyday basis. So if I write the equation of the hyperbola that's given to me here, it says 16x square minus 9y square plus 32x plus 36y minus 164 equals 0. So let's take that constant term to the other side. So basically it becomes 164 on the right hand side. And from this, on the left hand side, the terms which are left, I'll take the x terms together. And I'll also take the y terms which are left. They are also together. Now, if I try to take out some things common from these expressions, the first two terms I can see 16 can come common. So I'm left with x squared plus 2x. And from the next two terms, I can see minus 9 is common. So from there, I get y squared minus 4y, which is equal to 164. Now, if I try to make these two brackets which are there in the terms of a perfect square, we know that the third term, it's basically given as half into coefficient of whatever is the variable. In this case, it's either x or y, which is basically squared then. So half into coefficient of x, if I see in this case, it's 2. So half into 2, which is 1. So 1 squared is basically 1. So if I'm putting that also in the bracket, 16 into 1, basically you are adding 16 here. So if you're adding 16 here, you are also adding 16 to the right hand side. Similarly, if I do the same thing with the next bracket, half into coefficient of y in this case, which is minus 4, minus 4 divided by 2, which is minus 2, and minus 2 squared basically becomes 4. So I can just write this as plus 4. And once I have plus 4 inside the bracket multiplied with minus 9, it's basically you are adding minus 36 to the left hand side. So I'm just subtracting 36 also from the right hand side. So that gives me a perfect square. And now if I try to express that, I can write that as 16 a square plus 2ab plus b square. So that is basically a plus b the whole square minus 9. This entire thing, if you see, it's becoming a square minus 2ab plus b square again. So it's a minus b the whole square. And this gives you 180 minus 36, basically, which is 144. Now, if I divide throughout by 144 to convert it into your general equation of hyperbola, it gives me further x plus 1 the whole square divided by 9, because if you see, I can just cancel out 16 one times and 9 times, and 9 one times and 16 times. So I get x plus 1 the whole square minus y minus 2 the whole square divided by 16, which is equal to 144 divided by 144, which is nothing but 1. So I get this entire expression here in the form of general equation of hyperbola. Now, if I compare that with my actual general equation, I can compare it with x minus x1 the whole square divided by a square minus y minus y1 the whole square divided by b square equals 1. So if we compare the two of them, we get that further as a square turning out to become 9 and b square turning out to become 16. That further gives me a is 3 and b is 4. So I have that with me. And also if I see x1, it's nothing but minus 1, and y1, it's nothing but 2. So I have x1, y1 also with me, that is minus 1 and 2, and also I have a and b from this general equation of the hyperbola. Now if I figure out the eccentricity of the hyperbola also, first it tells me it is root of 1 plus b square over a square. And if I solve that further, I know b square is 16 and a square is 9. So it makes it 1 plus 16 over 9. And figuring out that first, solving this entire thing, 1 plus 16 over 9, I can just cross multiply 1 into 9, 9 plus 16 divided by 9. That gives me root of 25 divided by 9, and that makes it 5 over 3. Now I have the eccentricity also for the hyperbola. I have the 2 points x1, I have y1, I have a, I have b. Once I have all of them, if I figure out the locus of the centroid of this 3 points of the triangle which are given to us, which says P is any point on the hyperbola and S and S dash are the foci points. So let's figure out the foci point for the hyperbola. So S and S dash, we know the foci points are given by x1 minus ae comma y1 is the first foci point, and second, instead of minus, I will just put that as plus. So x1 plus ae comma y1. So if I figure out the foci points x1, in this case it's given to me, which is basically minus 1, minus a in this case it's given to me 3, and e it's given to me as 5 over 3, comma y1 which is given to us as 2, and s dash it's x1 plus ae, so minus 1 plus a is 3 and e is 5 over 3, and y1 in this case is again 2. So I have the two foci points with me. Now minus 1 and minus 5 makes it minus 6 comma 2, and here if I see, becomes minus 1 plus 5, which is 4 comma 2. So I have those two foci points here. Now once I have the two foci points, let's find the centroid of the triangle. So centroid of that triangle that we have to find out, let's figure out that. So we have been told that there is a triangle which has 3 points. One is P. Let's say the coordinates of that is alpha comma beta. The other is S. For that we figured out the coordinates, which is minus 6 comma 2. And for the third S dash, we figured out the coordinates 4 comma 2. So if I just figure out the centroid of the triangle, let's say the centroid of the triangle is G, which is H comma K. So if I see, centroid is given by x coordinate as sum of all the x coordinates. So a plus 4 minus 6 divided by 3, and y coordinate, that is k, in this case is sum of all the y coordinates divided by 3. So from here I get this as 3h is alpha minus 2. So alpha becomes 3h plus 2. And from here if I try to figure out beta also, it becomes 3k equals beta plus 4. So beta in this case becomes 3k minus 4. Now we have been told that this locus of the centroid of that triangle has a point P which lies on the hyperbola. So if it lies on the hyperbola, it should satisfy this equation of hyperbola. So we have been given the equation of hyperbola that is given to us as 16x squared minus 9y squared plus 32x plus 36y minus 164 equals 0. So once I have that entire equation of the hyperbola, we know that alpha comma beta, that is point P, lies on the hyperbola. So it should satisfy this equation of hyperbola. So if I put that points here, let's see what I get further. So if I see x squared, this entire hyperbola equation which we had, we actually simplified it, right? So let's put this equation only in the hyperbola. So if I put that equation only, it says the simplified form says x plus 1 the whole square divided by 9 minus y plus 1 the whole square, not y plus 1, it was I think y minus 2 the whole square, right? Yeah, so y minus 2 the whole square divided by 16 equals 1. So y minus 2 the whole square divided by 16 equals 1. So if I further solve it, 16 into x plus 1 the whole square minus 9 times y minus 2 the whole square equals 144. So now if I put my x and y points as my p points, that is alpha and beta, alpha plus 1 the whole square minus 9, beta minus 2 the whole square equals 144. And we need the locus of this point, so I'll write alpha and beta in terms of h and k, which we have got. So alpha is 3h plus 2 and beta in this case is 3k minus 4. So you have 3k minus 4 minus 2 the whole square equals 144. If I further solve it, I get 16, 3h plus 3 the whole square minus 9, 3k minus 6 the whole square equals 144. So if I further solve it, 16, 3 common, so 3 squared is basically 9, which is common. So you're left with h plus 1 the whole square minus 9. Here I can see again 3 is common. So if I take out 3 common, again it is 9. And this becomes k minus 2 the whole square equals 144. So from here I get 144 h plus 1 the whole square minus 9 into 9, which is 81, k minus 2 the whole square equals 144. So from here you can see that I can take out 9 common. So you are left with 16. Expanding this gives you h square plus 2h plus 1. Minus here also 9 is left. And if you expand this, you get k square minus 4k plus 4 equals 144. So if I see 9, I can cancel with this 144 and that makes it 16. So you get 16h square plus 32h plus 16 minus 9k square plus 36k minus 36 equals 16. So if I solve this entire thing, I get this as 16h square minus 9k square plus 32h plus 36k equals 16 minus 16 and plus 36. So that gives you plus 36. Now instead of h and k as my centroid points, I'll just put my locus points, that is x and y. So instead of x, k, h and k, if I put x and y, I get this as 16x squared minus 9y squared plus 32x plus 36y equals 36. And equals 36, if I take it on the left hand side, it makes it minus 36. So you get 32x plus 36y minus 36 equals 0. And this gives you the locus of the centroid of that triangle which is asked to you in the question. So if you see the answer choice that matches here with the question, it is 16x square minus 9y square. So these two options are already gone. Then you have 32x and 36y, but you have minus 36, not minus 144. So this is also gone, and from there you get the correct answer for the question is option A. So A becomes the correct answer here for the question. I hope you have understood how to solve this type of questions. So first we converted our equation of hyperbola into general form, and from there we got a, b, x1 and y1. Then we figured out the eccentricity, and once we figured out the eccentricity, we got the foci points. Then we used just the idea of centroid of the triangle to convert my point P on the hyperbola in terms of h and k, and then we just substituted that points of h and k, or alpha and beta, as my points of x and y in the equation of hyperbola. And then we converted alpha and beta in terms of h and k, and that gave us the equation of the centroid, which matches with option A. So A became the correct answer here. I will see you again tomorrow with some other question from some other topic, and we are going to continue our series of questions on JEE mains. So stay tuned for more videos to roll out. Also, if you're enjoying these videos that we are doing every day, please do like the videos as well, and do subscribe to my channel, and share these videos with your friends also who are involved in the preparation of questions on JEE, so they can also take the benefit from these questions which we are solving on everyday basis. Thank you.